Hey Chéri, welcome to Belly's Talk. Why do you do that? Like, why don't you want anybody to be your friend? Am I even considered to be your friend, by the way?
If I answer that question, you'll be heartbroken. Time is currency. Now, I always ask myself, what did I achieve for the day? Before I go to bed, if I don't feel fulfilled, I find it difficult to sleep.
You apply something in life and it becomes a lifestyle, it's hard to break out of it.
It's a tough world. You know, there will always be challenges.
What keeps you like, yo, I'm ready to go?
I'm from Nigeria. I don't have 24/7 electricity in Nigeria. You know, so when I go to Canada, I say, you guys have lights? Omo, I will use it.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
You know you have influenced me so much, it's bad. Oh
You have a
shit.
choice. I wasn't exactly born with a silver spoon,
Okay.
but I was born at a very good time. I have a creator mindset. I love to make things. I like to create things.
I agree.
If you don't find a mentor in a person, find it in a book.
Yes.
One more thing, you must thirst for it. You must want it.
Yes. But yeah, that's Jakim Iretomide. Hey, I can never speak his
It's your
last
life.
name.
My brother was in my life for 15 years. But it was the best 15 years ever. Make sure you're living your life to the fullest, and you're living it for a purpose, and that you know exactly where you're going after you die.
Waking up so scared. Oh my God, are you coming now? You know,
Even if you don't impart other people, at least impart your, you know what I mean?
your
So,
children just should. Yeah,
I have once been very proud.
I can see that.
You can. What do you mean? What does that even mean?
The smart guy has spoken, guys. The teacher himself. The confidence you have sometimes, like the way you talk, like you see guys, like even the way you're sitting down, it's like, ish.
Oh please.
Oh shit.
You're cozy.
Hey Chéri, welcome to Belly's Talk. Today I have a special guest. I call him General, President General among the nations. And he's a close friend. He's so talented. I really honor him and I learn a lot from him. He's a person whom he means business, so he's a friend to have around, depending how much you want to grow and how far you want to go. And it was a big honor when he said yes, he could come for Belly's Talk. And let's welcome the general himself. Hi. What's your name?
My name is Iretomide. Thank you for bringing me here, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank
My name
you.
is Iretomide Jakim Ayo Davidson.
For the past year, we have become friends. I remember once we spoke, it was just like, I'm a type of person who doesn't make friends anyhow. And I do remember you told me, you're like, Bella, you call everybody your friend. And like, you know, it's not everybody who's supposed, to be your friend.
True.
So, why do you do that? Like, why don't you want anybody to be your friend? Am I even considered to be your friend, by the way?
If I answer that question, you'll be heartbroken. Anyways, I won't go there.
Okay.
Well, not everybody can be your friend. Personally, I like hierarchy, right? I like to organize things. I like to put things in position.
Okay.
So if I'm meeting you for the first time and I'm asking you questions, even before asking you questions, I'm categorizing.
Okay.
There. I'm placing you, okay, can this person be close to me? Is this a mentor for me? Is this someone I'm supposed to learn from? Is this someone I'm supposed to stay far away from?
Okay.
Or is this someone I'm supposed to work with at that moment? You know, it's very important for everybody to categorize things, place people in hierarchy. It happens naturally. As a matter of fact, if you don't think you're doing it, you're actually doing it. Because there are some people that you pick their calls. There's some people that you spend more time with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For example, some people it's their family. You know, so yeah, it's up to you. You know, to know whom you can be close to, whom you can call a friend. The reason I can't call everyone a friend, or I can't be close to everyone, is because it's dangerous. You know, they say, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, and if I must call you a friend, it means I know a lot about you. It means I have some impact on you. It means you have some influence on me. As a matter of fact, a lot of influence. Because before I make decisions, I ask people around me. So the people I have around me must be quality enough. So that's why I cannot call everybody my friend. I can say, oh, it's my colleague.
Yeah, you always do that.
Yeah, my colleague.
Yeah.
And while you're asking me, oh, is this your friend? I'm asking myself, is this my friend? Oh, colleague.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important to categorize people. It is unfortunate, but you have to do it.
I do believe in that as well. It's not everybody I call friend now, since you told me that. But I call everybody bestie, so I don't know if that's wrong or it's worse.
It's sentiment. It's.
But I don't mean it.
Yeah.
I don't mean it. Like I said bestie, but I don't mean it.
Well, Jesus is everyone's friend, right? I mean, it's important to still have love for people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Be compassionate to people, but have limits, have hierarchy. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
So can you go a little bit to tell us who you are and what you do, kind of thing?
Amazing.
Like, yeah.
Well, my name is Iretomide. Like I said before, I do everything that has to do with sound and music. Right, so I'm a sound engineer, broadcast engineer. I'm a music director. I'm a music producer primarily. I teach extensively, and I'm just passionate about people, passionate about purpose, and knowing exactly what you're doing in life. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I love to speak. You know, I just love speaking. You know.
One time you did say about time, right? And you said like you must value your time. What does time mean to you?
Very interesting question, Bella. Time is currency for me. Time is everything. Time, even God works with time. Everything in the world revolves around time.
That's true.
As a matter of fact, and time is the only thing that changes. As a matter of fact, it is never constant. It's always moving. So therefore, you must take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because we age with time, we grow with time,
Yes.
we eat with time,
Yeah.
we do everything with time. So you cannot do without time. As a matter of fact, we are recording with time,
Yeah.
and on that time, you know, sun comes, the night comes. You know, so as a matter of fact, lately I've started feeling like 24 hours is not enough. And when you get to that point, when you feel like 24 hours is not enough, it means you're doing something right.
Woo.
Right?
Speak about it.
So I came across a movie
Yeah.
recently where I saw time written on everybody's foreheads.
Yes,
like
I've
people had
seen
a
it.
clock on
Yeah.
their head
Yeah.
where it was counting down 100 days, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
That shows you that time is actually life. Time is equal to life. You know. So if you can visualize time as life, you know, you will take advantage of time. And then again, if you remember, do you know when you're gonna die? You don't know.
Yeah.
So you had better take time seriously.
That's true.
You know, if you need to tell someone you love them, tell them now, not tomorrow, because you don't know if tomorrow exists.
I love how you even said that. Like when 24 hours is not enough. Since you told me to value my time, I always thought like you tell people like, oh, I'm busy because like you're trying to act busy. But I tell you the truth, the moment you start like prioritizing your own life and your vision, you realize, listen, you're behind.
Yep.
There's so much things for yourself you need to do.
Yep.
That it's like, in me, if you don't tell me let's do something within days or like an hour, that's the latest, I'm not doing it because it's like I have so much to do. So yeah.
Yep. It is true. It's very important to note that, you know, if you're not, you know, if you've not reached that stage where you're doing something at every point in time, then you're not doing something right. You know.
Yeah.
Every time is very, very precious. You know. What I'm trying to say is plan.
Okay, have a plan. Yes.
Have a plan. Organize.
Yeah. Be organized. Yeah.
Yes. Write them down. If you know you're bad with time, write your plans down.
I
You know what
agree. Yeah.
And have an accountability partner. Have somebody that can hold you accountable, or
100%.
something that can hold you accountable, and punish yourself for it as well. You know, like just have that thing that can hold you accountable and say, oh, I've achieved this today. For me, growing up until now, I always ask myself, what did I achieve for the day? Before I go to bed, automatically my brain is always thinking back to the beginning, morning time, afternoon, night. Okay, this I did, and that's how I sleep. If I don't feel fulfilled, I find it difficult to sleep. It's unfortunate, but I've reached that point where if I didn't achieve anything, I can't sleep. So I must achieve something. Either I read a book, read online, research about something before I go to bed. I just have to. It has become a lifestyle for me, so I recommend it.
I do agree with that because I realized for me, one thing I could say is that once you apply something in life and it becomes a lifestyle, it's hard to break out of it.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
So I'm glad to hear that time, you do value
Yeah,
time, and
amazing.
it's important to make you who you want to be.
Yes.
And also for me, I think what bothers me the most, I don't know if that counts for you, it's when I come to a place where I'm running behind. Like I said, I will launch this business and I haven't even planned for it.
Yes. Well,
Thing.
well, it happens to the best of us. Happens to everyone. But do not be too hard on yourself. Because there are circumstances.
Yeah.
It's a tough world. You know, it can become an easy world if you want it to be, but you know, there will always be challenges.
Yeah.
You know, there's financial challenges. There's a lot that could come at you,
Yes.
and you should always plan for that as well.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have a backing. You know, something that, you know, pray.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's the least you can do. You know, pray about those things. Put it in the hands of God. But then again, they say if you prepare, if you fail to plan, then you're preparing to fail. You know, so for that reason, plan. You know what I mean? Structure things.
Yes.
You don't have to do everything by yourself. So
Yeah.
bring people in as well,
Yeah.
or bring one or two people that you can trust. You know, and work with them, and then you see your plan going to fruition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also dream it every day. You know, speak about it all the time. That's how, you know, your plans can come to fruition.
Yeah, believe in it. Because for me, I used to struggle with trusting people. But I realized that I needed an assistant. So I had to get somebody. I'm like, yo, can you please be my assistant? So I have that. That helps me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Yep.
You know, you have influenced me so much. It's bad. Oh,
You have a
shit.
choice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
now, you are a person who was not born in Canada or like in America, right?
True.
And I see your hard work, and it's amazing, right? Because at the age you are in, to decide that you have your dream and you're working towards it, and you make sure that whosoever is willing to go with you, like you help them to come along.
That's correct. Very correct.
I think nobody knows this, but it's like the crystal clear. I don't think it would, everything that I have right now, it wouldn't have come to pass without you. Because the assistant that I have, it's him who connected me with them. And I truly like appreciate it. I don't think I've told you that before. And for a young age, like what keeps you like, yo, I'm ready to go, like, you know, to work for yourself. You're not working for no one, you know, you're not born from here. You were telling me how you used to work McDonald's and you were walking. Can you tell us a little bit, like?
Quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm happy for you. You know that you're doing all these things. You're doing really well for yourself. I'm so proud of you, and I'm sure everyone is proud of you as well. Everyone who loves you, who love you. First of all, I must say that there's nothing wrong with working for someone else. You know, I believe in just working. Just make sure you're working no matter what you're doing. But here's why I choose hard work and smart work. I'm from Nigeria. There's not a lot of opportunities. There's opportunities, but there's no platform. Sometimes there are platforms, but then there's no opportunities.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of talent, but then there's no, you know, there's no funding. There's a lot of setback. There's just a lot of challenges. And so being opportune to be in Canada, I just must use it. You know what I mean? I don't have 24/7 electricity in Nigeria. I'm sure Nigerians will attest to this. We don't have light. You know, so when I go to Canada, I say, you guys have light? I will use it.
Listen, there's nothing stressful when I need something so like ASAP. And then my personal assistant is like, I can't send it. Like, there's no light here.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
There you go. You know, so it's 24/7 electricity. So I must use it. You know, I'm always thinking like, they'll soon take the light off. It's just PTSD. I'm sure every Nigerian has that. So because of that, I'm like, okay, let me do as many as I can do before the light goes off. But then the light never goes. I'm slowly beginning to get used to it.
Yes.
You know? So 24/7 electricity. There's internet.
Yes, I know.
Of course, I'll use it. So if I need to read up on something, I'm checking it right there. So there is no excuse. to be in a country like this or in a place like this, and you don't use the opportunities that you have. Even the government has funding. Grants, you know, there's so much that you can do. So if I were you, if you're wise enough, you're gonna use everything in your capacity, to be hardworking and to be successful,
And to become,
and to also give back to the community.
Yeah.
And to give back to the communities I don't have as well. One of the reasons I'm doing is because I have love for people.
Yes.
And from where I come from, it's not a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's too much talent, too much people resource. But there's no help. So I think that if I'm opportunity to be here, I'm not doing it for myself.
Yes.
I'm actually doing it for people back home. You know what I mean? Such that I can be very successful enough or very comfortable enough to help people as well. We're supposed to give back, and if you're listening to me, just always remember to pay it forward. If you've been helped, make sure you help somebody else. That's how the world is meant to be, and that's how the world can become a better place.
Yes. Would you say that because of what you went through, it's what molded you to be who you are?
Good question. I think I wasn't born. I wasn't exactly born with a silver spoon,
Okay.
but I was born at a very good time. We didn't have to suffer. My parents made sure to send me to a very prestigious school. I don't know how they did it, but I went to a school that I learned well. I was opportunity to be connected with mentors, and just there were a lot of people in my life who were there to really just help.
Yeah.
And make sure that I become something, and I'm good at what I'm doing. I in a way, experiences shape us.
Ooh.
So if you're going through a tough situation, just know that you're very special. Because you just might you now have the tools, you now have the experiences to push you. You can use that as your fuel, as your energy, to catapult you, because I'm sure you don't want to remain in a poor state for a long time.
Yes.
I'm sure you don't want to remain at the bottom. You're destined to be at the top. You don't have a choice. The least you can be is the best. That's something I learned as a teenager. My teacher would say, tell yourself the least I can be is the best. You know what I mean? So that's trying to say, no matter the situation, you're not putting your bag on the ground. Your background, you get exactly. So I'm just motivated, just to be successful,
The best.
to be the best, because and that also comes because I've found my why.
Ooh.
It's important to find your why. Know why you're doing what you're doing.
Yes.
If you know why you do what you're doing, then you have more reasons to fight. Does that make sense?
Every day.
Take, for example, a soldier who goes to battle. This soldier doesn't have a family back home. Doesn't have anyone. Doesn't know anyone back home. Right? I think he's gonna die faster because there's nothing he's fighting for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a soldier, goes to war. He has a family back home. He has this back home. That. He has many reasons to fight.
Yeah.
He's gonna fight
To go back home safe.
So
Yeah.
I'm a soldier, who has lots of things to fight for.
The soldier for the kingdom.
For the kingdom. Yeah.
And I love how you said it. I would say purpose is everything. So for you, how did you find out your purpose, and how do you work towards your purpose?
I have to say that everything in life is for a purpose. Your phone, your jewelry, your hair, everything is for a purpose. Your hands for a purpose. So I have the creator mindset. I have a creator mindset. I love to make things. I like to create things. And when I'm creating, I'm an artist as well. I paint. So when I'm painting for a reason. There's a picture in mind. There's something I want to achieve, right? There's a reason. The chair you're sitting on was created so you can sit down on it, right? So therefore, purpose is very important. Now, why do I take purpose very? I just explained why I take purpose very seriously, but just to buttress the point more, you cannot be in this life. As a matter of fact, you are not created for nothing.
Yes.
It did not happen. It did not just happen by chance. If you didn't have a mom or dad, or maybe you were born out of mistake, it was not a mistake. As a matter of fact, there's a reason why everybody's on earth.
Yes.
And if everybody can find out why they're here, they will live a better life. You'll be on your deathbed and you'll be happy. You'll smile.
Yeah.
Be like, I lived a good life.
Yeah.
And I did this and did that.
Yeah.
Because of this and that. Also, the world will be a better place.
Okay.
And so that's why purpose is very important. And purpose is such a very large word. It's connected to a lot of things. It's connected to time. It's connected to learning. It's connected to finding more about yourself. It's connected to finding more about others as well.
Yeah.
Knowing how well. It's just connected to your mistakes, your failures as well. So purpose is just the most principal thing.
I think our generation, we don't focus on getting to know our purpose, but we are more likely to want to admire that others and try to run into doing what others are doing because we think, oh, that's where the money is, or that's where life is. But it's like there's nothing that you're gonna succeed in life than to study your purpose and master it. That's the greatest place.
Correct. It is correct. Speaking of money and everything, I feel like, unfortunately, money is with the wrong hands. I feel like if you know your purpose and you have money, you will do things, because as long as they are connected to people, because I think the characteristic of a good purpose is that it's actually connected to people. How does it affect people? Because you don't have what you have for yourself. You know what I mean? If I'm making $1 million a month, I really don't want to keep all that to myself. How much do I want to spend in a month, please? You know what I mean? It should always be connected to people. And that's how the world can be a better place. So
that's deep. And you always talk about like the people you you surround yourself with means a lot, and you talk a lot about mentors, right? And I'm in a place where I'm looking for a mentor myself, because I realized that the mistakes I do, it's because I don't have that person in life. Sadly enough, like most of the people whom God brings, or that will love me and then want to teach me what they know, most of the times they die. And because of that, it's always a fear for me, or a stigma, to ever approach a person and try to learn from them, because I'm like, yo, what if tomorrow you die? Like I'm terrified, right? And it have happened to me more than once, and I'm just like, I get scared, right? But I do understand the power of having a mentor. Like a mentor is something like you are assured enough that you will learn from their mistake, that you won't do it again, like you won't repeat their mistakes, right? And great enough, like, not to put this there, is that I have a spiritual father whom I look up to a lot, like in my spiritual mother. It's people like I look up a lot, right? But I realize like a spiritual father and spiritual mother, like unless they choose to mentor you, it's like don't feel guilty to look for somebody who can help you to your day-to-day life, right? So for you, like what is like
mentorship is so important. I can't even stress it enough. When we go to school, we have teachers, right? Those are mentors right there. As a matter of fact, the first mentors we have are parents, right? If you don't have parents, that's okay. There are still resources. There's people who can help you. There's books, because mentorship can exist in every format. It can exist in form of experiences. This is not even being talked about enough. Your experience can be a mentor. You can have people as mentors. You can have your parents who are the primary mentors. Right. You can have your spiritual fathers and mothers as mentors as well. So that's a good thing. I'm happy for you. I'm really sorry that you've had to lose a lot of people. I think everything happens still within the will of God. I think God knows what He's doing. I think God sees everything. So you're still safe. And look at you here now. Look at that. I mean, look at you doing Bella Let's Talk. So I think God really loves you. And yes, it's important to have mentors, because mentors are people that have gone through what you're going through. They've seen everything, or most of it, and they've had multiple experiences, and they have so much to share to you, to help you not to make those same mistakes. I think the wise thing to do in life is to talk to someone who has gone through everything, right? So that I don't have to, you know what I mean? I'm sort of lazy, so I think I'll take the fast route.
So like having a mentor, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, listen, it's the
Yeah.
easiest way to
Exactly.
go
I'll
for life.
take the faster route. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then become a mentor myself, because again, I'm tying it back to people. You have to tie it to something.
Yes.
You know, I'm take the route. I will make mistakes as well.
Yeah.
Not perfect. You know, make mistakes or not.
Yeah.
But then I will teach someone else.
Yeah.
And become a mentor. And that part is also not talked about enough.
Yeah.
People take, and then they become, and then they don't share back.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of person are you? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's important to have someone that you look up to, someone who can hold you accountable, and teach you stuff. You know, if they are too busy, disturb them. You know, if they're truly the one for you, I think they will take you very seriously.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I agree.
If you don't find a mentor in a person, find it in a book.
Yes.
If you can't find it in a book, find it in a distant person.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who you look up to.
Yes.
From afar. You know, it can be anybody. Maybe you watch their videos, or maybe you watch their TED Talks or whatever. You hear them speak. That's fine too. So it's important to find a mentor so that you don't make the same mistakes, because they say experience is the best teacher.
Yes.
To be honest, it is. I would say the experience of someone else is the best teacher. Because I really may not want to go through their failures and mistakes. I would also say be open to be open. You have to be teachable.
Yes.
You know,
I do believe that
as well.
A teachable spirit, because if you don't have that, like if you want a mentor and they correct you one time, and now it's like
one more thing, you must thirst for it. You must want it.
Yes.
I watched the video where the man was a man was with another guy and was dipping his head into the ocean and was asking him, how bad do you want to live? And he was pushing his head on the water. He's like, how bad do you want to live? And then under the water.
Yeah.
And then he brought him out and he put him back again. You know? And I think it's important to want growth.
Yes.
It's important to want success.
Yes.
It's important to want to be the best as well. It's important to be excellent. So the question is, how bad
do you want it? Yeah.
And that's what will help. That would be a very nice teachable moment for you. That would create a prepared heart to receive from your mentor or from your teacher.
I agree with that, because like Africans, we used to get beaten for any small thing.
Lucky,
But if you look how we are raised, it's way like it's a good shape to the point where like when you're around other people, the way we talk, the way we do things, it's way different.
That's
like
correct.
we respect different in all those things. And like I feel like a mentor, how bad they want you to become great, it's how bad they're gonna go hard on you.
Oh yeah. That's
so the moment like you go into your feelings and you get sad and you get offended and those things, I think you're not hungry enough. For me, that's how I see it.
And I must say, we're humans. You will feel a certain way.
Yes, 100%.
But pick yourself back and go back.
Yeah.
If you have that goal in mind and you know your why. There's also something I wanted to mention. There's something I started doing for myself. I make sure to learn something from every situation and everyone.
Yeah.
Could be a 2-year-old child who would tell me, oh, your shoes are really black.
Yeah.
Something as vague as that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and think about it. My shoes are really black.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's something to learn from everything. That was just an example, by the way. But it's important to learn from every situation.
Yes.
Everybody. Just always, every day, be very open to receive something.
Yes.
You could see something on a signboard and learn from it.
Yeah.
So the world is now my mentor. You know what I mean? So and that's how to become versatile. That's how to become teachable. It's something I had to do to just learn every day, to make sure that before I go back to bed, I make sure I've learned something. You know what I mean? So
No, I do agree, because for me, I try to read a lot, but I read the Bible the most. And looking at Elijah and Elisha kind of thing, I tell you the truth, like Elisha was not treated the best, but we see the fruits after.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's something that I always want to speak out as much. It's like for our generations, like don't look for somebody who's far away so you can be lazy, and they're not there to be like, you are lazy. Like get up. Like my spiritual mom is the one who doesn't play with that. Like when you pray too much and you don't have the word of God, she tells you straight, like, you're lazy, like, and through that one time, her telling me, her voice is always in my mind, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like you need people can, like, it's like they're near
correct.
to see what's wrong.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So your mentor might not be the most perfect person
Yes.
in life.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they may have their own flaws.
Yeah.
But you want to learn something
from them. Yeah.
And you want to learn from that flaw as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't necessarily look for a perfect person.
That's right.
You know. Yeah, that's what I would say. But be careful not to pick up those bad habits.
Yes,
you know?
100%.
Yeah. So I think God really needs to lead you to the mentors. I was fortunate enough. Thank God. God kept sending men to my life.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I think I've shared this to you.
Yes, you told me.
At every point in my life, a man would just come, hold me by the hand and start talking to me without me asking anything.
Yes.
You know, to just take me on and then start asking me questions, telling me stuff, and teaching me. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they leave, they travel. The one leaves and then another one comes and then they take me on by the hand and then they leave and then they, you know, my brother was, he's late now, but my brother was, you know, my biggest mentor, because he was right there. Yeah. You know, my dad was there to lay the foundation as well, you know, and he calls it distant mentoring. He was always there, you know, to make sure that, you know, was always praying for me and, you know, he laid the foundation to a lot of things that I did today. But my brother really took me by the hand and mentored me. You know, I was stubborn, you know, ain't gonna lie. You know, he would tell me stuff and then I'll frown my face and I'll just leave. But then he's put the seed in there.
Yes. Yeah.
It always rests. You know, but then I'll come back. I don't have a choice. It's my brother. You know, so he would always tell me stuff, you know. And so what I wanted to buttress is God will always send you someone. Yes. You know. I agree. Especially if there's a road for you, there's a journey for you, there's somewhere you're supposed to go, you're light, you will have mentors and you will be punished.
Talk about
you will go through fire.
Listen, other people can do the same thing you do.
Oh yeah.
But they will get away. But for you, it's like, Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, that's correct.
Like,
it's essential.
Yeah.
Before gold became gold, you have to go through fire.
Yeah.
Right? So if you count yourself very lucky and very fortunate and graced if you're going through punishment. Yeah. Because that's your learning time.
I honor those moments. I honor them because I feel like like you need to know that this person cared that much.
100%.
Yeah. To help you out. Like, you know, no mother will see their children painting on the wall. Yeah. At a certain age and you're just gonna leave them there. Like it doesn't matter.
Yep. That's true.
You have to correct them.
Yep, that's correct. Hey, wait, hold on. If I see my child painting on the wall, I'll be like, maybe you should be a painter. That's a talent right there.
Nah.
That's how you identify talent, though.
You're painting your White House? Come on. If it's their playground, okay, but nah.
I feel you. Maybe if he's breaking glass, I'll be like, you know what? Maybe you're supposed to be
no, please don't start with
I see things a bit differently.
I know you do, but don't start with that. What is this? You will get beaten.
Yeah. You said so.
Yeah. And then I do want to touch about like how your brother helped you a lot. You know, I always say this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that once you lose somebody who you once had for certain years, it's much better than to lose somebody that you never know. Because for me, I lost my dad when I was 2, so I don't know nothing about him, kind of thing. But every time like we meet people who knew him, they always tell us his characters and all these things, and he seemed to be a good man, kind of thing, right? And somebody I wish I could say hi to or learn from, right? Because like the way people talk about him, I don't know if they're only talking about him like that because we're his children, but it's always good things, right?
Good stuff.
And then he was a businessman, and now like I'm trying to grow into this like business young woman, you know, and there's a lot of challenges, and I'm like, yo, if you were here, like I wouldn't be struggling like this right now, you know. So the more I grow, to be honest, it becomes more hard, because it's like you get to miss that side in life. But for you, like, okay, you spend most of the time with your brother. Obviously, you have good moments. You can remember. It, you know, you won't be much sad about it. But like, how would you explain that kind of thing?
Well, it's a tough one. My brother was in my life for 15 years? I think 14, 15 years. But it was the best 15 years ever. Wow. You know, for me, it was like, I can almost say like he came because of me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's important to see it that way.
Yeah.
For me at least. I think he came on my behalf just to come teach me stuff, and then he told me, you teach others that same stuff.
Wow.
You know, so I've been carrying on that mandate as well, you know.
So that's why you became a professor?
A professor, I guess, you know, pass down the knowledge, you know. It's just something I enjoy doing.
Okay.
You know, and that's something he used to do as well. You know, back in school, it was I got to watch him.
Okay.
I went to his school, you know, and to his university then. It was a physics student, and he became the president of the department.
Okay.
So he was really good at what he was doing. But then I would just see students around him and just listening and, you know, watching. So I watched all of that. So I saw him really, you know, impart a lot of people that I know today. And I'm like, wow, this, you know, some of them don't even remember me, but I know them, you know. And I remember, I know this one has met my brother, you know what I mean? You know, so yeah, it's quite interesting that your mentors might not be there forever.
Yes.
And they might be people you've not met yet. But yes, you're right. It's quite painful to lose someone that you've built a relationship with, formed a bond with, and learned from. You know, but we have to realize that nothing is really permanent in life.
100%. Yeah.
You know, death is something that, you know, will happen.
Yeah.
You know, so it's unfortunate. We don't pray for it, but it's just sometimes inevitable. The most important thing is make sure you're living your life to the fullest, and you're living it for a purpose, and that you know exactly where you're going after you die. Because a lot of people do not know where they're going after they die.
Yeah.
And I think they should be really worried.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I always say, for me, I think assignment, it's everything.
Yes.
Knowing your assignment is the best. There's a testimony, I think many of you have heard about it, about the man called James something. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. And he was not a witch, but like he was working in those kind of things. And then one thing he said, a young girl from university saved him. You know, but he's a like most powerful person that pastors you don't come around kind of thing, right? Like he would come and destroy any church. He was that powerful. And this young girl who's in college, so young, less than 23 years old or 24, the moment that she approached him, like he saw Jesus, the light. And I was like, yo, this is powerful. And when you listen to that testimony, it's beautiful. It comes to a place where he says that once she fulfilled her assignment, listen, God called her home. And I'm like, can you imagine that at this young age, this young girl knew what she's supposed to do, finish her assignment, she's gone, right?
True.
I look up so much about a great man of God, Benson Itahosa. I think you know him. And once he fulfilled his assignment, he was praying, and God said, you know, you ready to go home? He's like, I'm ready to go home.
That's it.
Like,
that's it. You've said it all. I think the world is a very wicked place.
Yes.
And it's very easy to be very distracted.
Yes.
And so it's like, picture this. You go to school in the morning, like let's say university. You go to class in the morning. You came there to study, right?
Yes.
And then you're done studying, and then the day's over, you know, everybody's gone home, but you're still in school. There's tendency to do something else. Or I'm not sure if that's a good explanation, but let's say you go home, you have an assignment to do, you know, from school, you're done with your assignment, you'll be like, oh, okay, let me play a game, let me watch the TV or something, whereas you should be preparing for the next day. You know what I mean? So I look at it that way, what you just said, you know. I feel like God, you know, sees these things and it's like, okay, you're done with your assignment. Instead of waiting behind and, you know, in the wicked world, because you have to always remember that this is not the end, you know, and even if you're the richest person in the world right now, this is not the sweetest life you can live. I think if you're done with your assignment, what really are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What more do you want to enjoy? Do you understand? I feel like the greatest fulfillment in life should be enjoying your assignment. Like it should be fulfilling.
Yes, your assignment. You know
I think that's the greatest thing. Jesus actually, he's the perfect person to look at for this. He came, he actually knew his purpose. He knew he was meant to die to save the world. right? He knew that right away. But he had to do a couple of things. He had to go to school,
Yeah.
the school of law. He had to do a lot of things, and then he died. He didn't live to
all of that.
He didn't live to 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think if Jesus himself came and lived for 33 years, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying
So you're
I'm not saying you should die at 33. I'm just saying that, he fulfilled his purpose and he left. I mean, like, what?
No,
like,
for real. Fulfill your assignment is everything.
Yep,
Yeah.
that is correct. Fulfill your assignment. And that's why it's important to know it early enough.
Yes.
I don't know what God is thinking, but I think one of the reasons that people are still alive is to fulfill their purpose.
Yeah.
I think if you wake up the next morning and you find yourself breathing, it means that's chance for you to correct your wrongs and to do what you've not done yet.
Yes, please.
You know what I mean? So that's why every day you should be very grateful that you're alive, because that's an opportunity.
I don't know what I was listening to recently, and they were saying how we're gonna be judged mostly for the things that He gave us and we didn't do.
True.
And guess what? I had one time I was about to sleep, and before I slept, the sound, the trumpet sounded like the way the trumpet would sound. It sounded so loud. By God's grace, I had that encounter, and the way the sound will sound of His coming, there's no one who will say I didn't hear it. There's no way, because it's not something you hear with your ears. It's more your soul that will hear it, right? And I just remember waking up so scared. Oh my God, are you coming now? And I'm looking around, like I woke up to check anyone in my family, because how the Bible say you will be sleeping and one won't be there kind of thing. I'm checking to see, like, are they still there or they left and I'm only one is still here. I realized that everyone was sleeping, and I checked outside to make sure actually, like, something's not happening.
That's good.
And that moment, all I remember, and that got me scared, it's how a list was displayed of things I haven't done.
Look at that.
The guilt of knowing, bro, I'm not making it.
Yes.
I'm not gonna hear well done, my faithful servant.
Yes.
It was so strong. I'm like, your assignment is everything.
It's everything, indeed. It always brings me back to the parable of the talent. Again, for those who are Christians, if you read the Bible, there's a place that talks about the talents.
Yeah.
Where the master gave a couple talents.
Yes.
One, another one, and then he gave one to another one.
Yeah.
And then I think the one with one went to keep it.
Yeah.
And then the master came back and he asked everybody, "Oh, what did you do with it?"
Yeah.
And then one said, "Oh yeah, I invested, I did this," and then the other one is like, "Oh, I did this," and then the one with one said, "Oh, well, since you're our boss, I just kept it for you so I can give you, and then the master is like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm going to take that one from you and give it to somebody else."
Yeah.
And
he
throw it
cursed
away.
him actually.
So I think it's a very that. As a matter of fact, was one of the things. I was a young boy when I learned about that. That was actually what motivated. That was one of the things that motivated me to actually take myself very seriously, take my assignments and purpose very seriously. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a church that takes purpose.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it is the bedrock of the church. It's written there: discover purpose, experience God.
Wow.
That's the motto of the church. So, right from children's church, we're grooming everybody to become. And when I look at everybody around me, at that time, all of them are doing something right now.
Wow.
Like, you cannot be there and not be doing something.
Wow.
So I was opportunity. So I learned about the talent and I realized, okay, I gotta do something. I gotta keep investing in myself.
Yeah.
I gotta keep investing in people as well and giving back, because you can't give what you don't have. So I'd rather have enough so I can give back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, that's
For me, I think the story of fig tree.
Is
the one that taught me a lot.
Oh.
That one, I was like, ooh. But that taught me a lot, because how pretty it looked outside, but inside there was nothing.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people like that who are walking around like fig trees, fine, nice boots, a nice car, and they're living so fine, but they're not making any actual impact.
Yeah, you're not even doing your purpose, and you call yourself, I go to church every day, I'm a singer, what? Like, I preach the gospel. But it's like, no, you're a fig tree.
It's true. You have to do something.
Yeah.
It is true, because the fig tree was not created for itself. It was created to bear fruits, right?
Yeah.
So people can eat out of the fruit, right? Yeah. So think of yourself as a tree. Yeah. You have, but and even if you don't impart other people, at least impart your own generation.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Your own. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your
So,
children just should, yeah.
and then again, you, like I said before, you can't give what you don't have. So that alone, that knowledge alone should force you to acquiring a lot of experiences and knowledge so that you can give back.
Yes, please.
Because what would your children and your children's children say about you when you die? You know?
That's deep, eh? Can you imagine your like your children say, "My mom used to dress well." Hey, bros.
Exactly.
You carried nothing else.
Oh, she had it. She had
the best hair.
She had the best hair. She was so beautiful. And nothing.
No.
As a matter of fact, people like that are easily forgotten.
True, 100%. Do you know it's your works that is remembered, not how you looked in those things?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm opportuned to be to be someone who creates, right? I create music, for example. As a matter of fact, there's music of many years back.
Yes.
That have been done. The creators have died, and we still hear them.
Wow.
Do you understand? So, I'm opportuned to create timeless stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that alone has taught me a lesson as far. I have to do things that are timeless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say things that are timeless. You must be timeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But for real,
Yeah. You know, so you must think beyond the normal and the now. You must think future every time. Before you make a decision, think, how does it affect everybody around me? You know, again, if you do this and all the things I've mentioned, the world will be a better place.
I agree.
Yeah.
And before we close off, like, what is something that you can tell your younger self? And for those who are watching, kind of thing, like, what is something? Yeah. Good
question. I've gone through a lot in life. I've made a lot of mistakes in life. I have once been very proud.
I can see that.
You can. What do you mean? What does that even mean?
Because the confidence you have sometimes, like the way you talk, like you see guys, like even the way you're sitting down, it's like, ish.
Oh, please.
Oh, shit.
You're cozy. Well, yes, I've made a lot of mistakes. I've gone through a lot of stuff. I've been opportune to lead many times, and I have learned a lot from those experiences. And I like the fact that I went through those experiences. So to my younger self, I'll say, you know what? You're doing well. You're doing well. But I'll probably tell my younger self, move closer to God even more. You know, because I could be times 10 of this, you know, quicker.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
100%.
you know, I could be safer. Maybe I would not have made some mistakes.
Yes.
You know, if I had known God even more closely. And so I'll just experience. I'll just tell myself, hey, you know, pressing more with God. You know, just read your Bible. You know, and just stay with God. You know, because that's the best way to live your youth. I'm still young, so this question doesn't apply to me.
Sure, you're still young.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for me, I always tell myself that with my kids, I will make sure that at the age of 6, you already know the whole New Testament. At the age of 12, like, you know the whole Bible, because the small time I had with my grandma, she's so prayerful. She's somebody I admire so much.
Beautiful.
Like, she would teach us the Bible. And I would say when we came to this country and when we slided away to smoking and all those things, parties and stuff, that fear of God was always there. You know, I'm back to God, or taking the things of God serious because of what she taught us, you know. So if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'll be a church girl.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't think I will know anything about the Bible, desire anything
Shout
about
out to your
God.
grandma.
Yeah, for real.
Wow.
Like, I love her so
Beautiful.
much. Yeah. She's always praying. She's always there. She's a person, like, prayers can works, right? It doesn't matter when people are afraid of family curses. I'm like, nah, fam, learn how to pray. You can overcome it. Yeah. So,
Legit.
yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you, Bella, for these questions. I've learned a lot from this conversation. Yeah.
The smart guy has spoken, guys. The teacher himself.
Limao.
LOL.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's Jakim Iretomide. Hey, I can never speak his
See you
last
live.
name.
Iretomide.
Iretomide.
Jakim.
Jakim.
Yes.
This I don't call you Jakim.
You're a cozy.
Hey, God has humbled you.
It's okay. I can't do that on camera. Yeah. I'm gonna block you right now.
I know after this you block me, so let me humble myself. Yeah. Whatever you do, guys, I think learn from your mistakes. Find a mentor. Don't waste your time your assignment. Knowing your purpose will help you to fulfill your assignment and do it with force, right? I always tell people, like, any help you need, I'm there. But I would say the truth, to be honest. Listen, that's why the Bible says, let all men be liars and God be the truth, because there's days that I may not pick up your phone. There's days I may not answer a message. But the good thing is, if you have the Holy Spirit and God Himself, you will get all the strength that you need, the help that you need. You'll be connected to people that you don't think you are qualified to know them. But look towards knowing God more, and trust me, your life will be set. He will give you ideas for your business, how to go about your business and those things. As you heard me, I do wish my dad, my biological dad, was around, because obviously I won't be struggling certain things because I will ask him as a mentor. But I think I can also boldly say that I don't mourn about that, because I have Jesus, and I'm confident enough to know that God is there 24/7 than, a person. So yeah, I have learned to trust the Holy Spirit to be in my everything and teach me everything I need to know to become better and everything. So guys, thank you for watching Bella Let's Talk. See you again for the next episode. We love you so much. Bye.